So here's a video on how I shave my own head. Sometimes I shave it just to kind of clean it up, and I taper it in the back if I want to keep it long. And sometimes I shave it just really short, all the same length. So I'll do the first one where it's a little bit longer, and then I'll do the second one. The first thing I do is I usually shave my hair in a bra because it's easy to just jump in the shower. So I clear the floor space just in case anything falls on the floor, but I cut my hair over the sink anyway. But I make sure my counter space is all cleaned off and there's no rugs or anything on the floor. And then whatever I'm wearing, I'm just going to take it off as soon as I'm done cutting my hair and jump in the shower. And then I'll deal with cleaning up afterwards because I just don't want to be walking around with hair on me and be spreading more hair as I'm cleaning. So prep is probably the hardest part in my opinion. I just use a cheap guard. I keep the lever just consistent. I don't think it makes a difference really for this, whether you keep it at one setting or the other, but I just stay consistent. And then these are the guards. I'll start with a 6. The number is right there. And then I go smaller and smaller numbers, and that means you're getting shorter and shorter. So I'll do a 6 all over my head, see how I like that length, and then shorter as I go. What I have on my head right now is probably like an 8. So if you like your hair longer, maybe start with an 8 instead of a 6. So here we go. I'm gonna put the 6, the guard, on. And I just put the blade part in first, and then the back snaps on. And when I first start cutting, I go straight back all the way over, and then I'll go at a diagonal all over my head, and then I'll go at the other diagonal all over my head. And I always clip with the guard straight against my skin. You don't want to clip like this. You want to clip like this to stay consistent and as close to your skin as possible. And then I always cut against the grain of my hair. So my hair is growing this way, I want to cut into it. So I'll cut into it like that. And I'll cut up in the back. And you kind of scoop it like a spoon if it's going to be a lot of hair, and then put the hair where you want it. Like if you don't want it on your back, then scoop it up and put it in the sink. So I'm doing the top and the sides just straight back. Kind of like I'm moving along. Going against the grain of my hair. I'm going back over it just to make sure I got everything. The back, I'm going to push it up and over the top of my head so that the clippings end up in the sink and not down my shirt. Okay, so now I'm going to go diagonally like this. I'm just going to slide it across my head. sides go at kind of like a diagonal to the grain. And the back at a diagonal also. And make sure you're going all the different directions of your cowlick. In the back, the top of your head. And then diagonally to the side too. And then I just kind of, I don't know, keep going all around my head until I don't hear very much of the hair getting clipped anymore. I think I've got pretty much all of it at this point. I make like an asterisk, all different angles in the top back of my head. So at this point, everything's clipped, and I'll either, if Cole's home, then I'll ask him to check to make sure I got everything, or you can use the mirror and check. Or like a mirror, a handheld mirror, and then put your back to the big mirror. I don't like the way this looks when it's longer, how it's like kind of mullet-ish almost. So that's why I do, it's called a fade, where now I'm gonna take the 6 guard off and I'll put the 5 on. And I'll just do from about here, so a little above my eyebrows, and then dip a little bit to like this ridge, this bump in my skull. So, and you won't really see much of a difference, but that's the point. It's supposed to blend. So I'm going up and over the back of my head, like my ear, like that. And that's about where I want to keep. And at this point, I close my eyes and I feel it. So I'm just kind of feeling to make sure that it's staying even. I'm going on that bump of my head. Maybe I'll go a little bit above the bump of my head. Get all of the back off and go to the diagonal together. And do the other side. Go up a little bit above my eyebrows. And as you get to the eyebrow part, you could kind of like twist it up and away from your head, like that. It helps. But it's kind of like, I don't know, blending paint or drawing almost. You guys feel it. Up and around the back of my ear. And then to just above that bump in the back of my head. Okay, so this is where you want to check to make sure that everything looks fine. At this point, it's hard to tell in this mirror, so you're probably going to want to get like a handheld mirror. You can tell I need it a little bit more above my ears. Now I'm going from my 5 to a 4. And then I'm just gonna do with this just the sideburns and maybe like just barely above the top of my ear. And then I'll go a little bit lower than I did with the guard before. Just a little bit. I'm kind of lifting this edge of the guard off my head to get around my ear. And close your eyes and just feel it. I'm going to the bulb of that bulge in my head and the back. And up, back up on my ear. So get my sideburn, and then again I'm going, lifting it up off my skull and going around my ear. Go back this way too. Lift it off my skull. Okay, so then kind of assess it. I think if you're going to do a fade, just using the guard for the top and then 2 steps is good enough. If I wanted, I could do another one just around the hairline right here, so I can show you that. And I'm just feeling really, I'm not really looking. It's kind of like when you have long hair, you French braid your hair without looking, you do ponytails and buns without looking. So you just have to trust yourself that you're feeling the right spots. I know it's hard at first, but hair grows back and you'll get better at it each time you do it. So I like that. That's probably how, if I were to wear my hair longer, so much hair is going off. If I were to wear my hair longer, this is how I would wear it. My left side looks like it might have a little bit more hair, so I'm not gonna do it right now, but in here you can see I should probably take that middle guard that I used and blend it a little bit better right there, but I think that's pretty good. And then the next thing I do, if I were keeping this haircut, I get some scissors, and these are actual hair cutting scissors, and they're super sharp and they're dainty, so it's easier to do details. So I recommend buying like, I think these are $50 or something. But if there's any like stragglers in my hairline, or if I want to change my hairline a little bit, I just cut into it. Never cut perpendicular to your hairline. You're gonna end up looking like you're wearing a helmet or something. So cut into it. It's kind of like makeup. If you don't like the shape of your forehead, you can change it with your hairline. So I'm cutting any stragglers, and I'm kind of getting in this area a little bit because I want to feel like my hair kind of makes my forehead look really tiny. So I go like this to cut into it. And then also my sideburns, I just go from the longest point in the front to my ear. And then I cut around my ear too. Just right above it. As close as you can get without actually cutting your ear. And I'll do this. I still probably need a comb for filter your ear back. Wow, this is really hard to see in the camera. I probably spend a little bit more time getting all of that cleaned up if I were keeping my hair like this, but I'm not. Well, maybe I will. No, I won't. So to buzz it all off, you just go down in guard sizes until you get a length that you like, and just do your whole head. And then again, do the scissors at the end. And now I am covered. And this is where I only wear a bra, and I wear like a bra that if hair got into it, I can use like a lint roller or something to get all the little pieces out, or just go topless if that's ideal, is just going topless, because the hair, the little pieces of hairs don't come out of the fabric. So that's it. I mean, just go against the grain and make sure you get everything. Use mirrors and prep your workspace and lean over the sink.